call the meeting to order. Okay, roll call.
Gonzalez? Here. Mesa Jack?
Here.
Pelletier here, Puzo?
Here.
Jost?
Okay. Alright. So first up, I will make a motion to approve.
Actually, I thought we could do all of that stuff after.
Yeah.
So,
You wanna go right to
Flores
it?
is here, and then, yeah, we'll do the interviews first.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do this first. Are we going
Yes.
right into executive session? Okay. So then, I will make a motion to go into executive session for the selection of a person to fill a public office, including a vacancy in a public office where the public body is given the power to appoint under law ordinance as allowed per 5 ILCS 120C3.
I'll second.
Thank you. That is 7:02, we are going into executive session.
Okay, roll call back. Mesa Jack?
Here?
To go into executive session.
Yeah.
Pelletier, yes. Puzo?
Yes.
Jost?
Yes.
Gonzalez?
Yes.
Okay, now go ahead.
All right, so it is 8:53. I make a motion to go back.
Yep.
Making a motion to go back into open session at 8:53.
I'll second that one.
All right. Roll call.
Mesa Jack?
Here?
Pelletier here, Puzo? Here. Jost? Here. Gonzalez? Here.
Is that? Thought I was here, so you guys don't have to keep
Yeah.
turning.
There. That's great. So we're not, nothing really needs to be voted on. Do we need to, do we want to end the minutes who we're offering the positions to? Yeah? Okay. Should we vote now, or should I follow the agenda?
No, well, that's a number 11.
I think you can vote now, and then we would go back to the top of the agenda.
Okay, we can vote now? All right, so I will make a motion to extend the 2 open trustee positions to Mohammed Hussein and Mark Flores.
I'll second. We're making Lima.
Yes, thank you.
Pelletier, yes. Puzo?
Yes.
Jost?
Yes.
Gonzalez?
Yes.
Mesa Jack?
Yes. Awesome. So Pam, if you can please contact them for us, and then please extend our deepest gratitude for everyone else. We were very impressed with the applicants we got. We're very grateful that we had such a good pool to choose from, so.
Yeah.
All right. So, we're back to number 3. So I will make a motion to approve the regular board meeting minutes from September 2021.
I'll second.
Okay, any questions, corrections, comments?
Okay, all those in favor of approving the September minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
All right.
This is going.
Public comments, agenda items only. We have no public here. President's report, I don't think I have anything. We'll just move right on to committee. So we'll go to finance first.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the financial for, whatever, this is the month of September, right? For September 2021.
I'll second.
still writing it. I didn't
Oh,
want to-
I'm sorry, you can talk.
What do we, general ledger, is everything other than the top? Wanna just go with that?
Yeah, everyone should have them in the same order from our.
Okay.
Any questions? No, the income statement. I would like to just say that, I'm confused. Where we going? Okay, no, never mind, I got it.
I have a question. Expenses for the health insurance, the credit for 4060?
Yes, there was a credit for this month because is that the credit for Sue Heitkamp? So Sue Heitkamp retired in mid-July. We had paid an extra one for her, so we were credited for that.
Okay, got it.
The check register, any questions?
The big month. So just curious, I mean, I'm sure they're for different things, but there's like a few for Shales McNutt. Is there a reason for all the separate checks written?
One was, we had 2 months that we did last. We had August and,
Are you talking about
So there's
July and
5590 and 5591?
Yes. Were those,
I think we approved July and August at
were these for July and August?
the September
Yeah, they're for
meeting.
July and August, and then depending on when the actual check is cut,
And
is so if something was cut, like for the June thing on July 1, it would go into the July.
That's what the
So-
224 was.
Yeah, so
Okay, that
that's-
makes
yeah.
sense. Thank you.
I had a question for Pam today only because I hadn't signed a check in any big amount to Fifth Third Bank for the loan. So I asked her why we're not doing that. I mean, they haven't done it yet, and why are we not paying on our loan? And she said that we were doing it electronically. So I will not sign those checks.
So
Okay.
right
I-
now, the only thing we're paying to Fifth Third is interest only. So, and that is being automatically deducted from our account. When they convert the loan, we at that time, I think when we did this before for the, so when was that, 2016 or whatever, when we converted it, we actually did get billed. I think when they convert it this time, we could have a choice. We could either be billed and then write the check, if that's how the board wants to see it, or it could just be automatically deducted. But the loan right now, the way that the loan documents are written, is not slated to be converted until June of 2022. We can convert it sooner if we want, and I probably will because we're done pulling from it. So right now, the only thing that's being deducted is interest only, and that's been about $1,500 a month.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But if we wanted to look at it, I can let you know, what we're paying monthly.
If the board wants to see those, we can certainly include those reports,
Yeah.
the statements in the board packets if you want. But the account is aware, they're in the general ledger and everything like that.
And when you convert this to a regular loan, can you negotiate interest rate or no? That's
Well,
locked in?
our interest rate is already pretty good, it's 3.25%.
Yeah, it is though, but I mean, it's for some reason.
So, we would have to refinance.
Uh-huh.
So, because it's just like if you had, mortgage and you wanted to, that kind of thing. So we potentially could. I don't know, particularly the way things are going right now, I don't know that that would necessarily be of any benefit to us. So,
Yeah, okay.
Anything on the prime, that's just the investment, so.
I'm just curious, going back to the check register, with the 55.95 to all those checks to Share Walter for $70, how come there's so many on the same day?
So the program,
That was a bunch of programs, wasn't it?
yeah, so the programs for adult services and youth services, they like to ask for the program checks like at the beginning of each month. And Sharon Walters, she does video programs for us. So we issue the checks at the beginning. of the
Oh,
month,
okay.
and then
So it
they-
covers several months?
It covers several different programs.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
She does a weekly chair yoga, and then she does,
Tai Chi.
yeah. she
So this
does
is like
something.
per each one of the programs, that's the check. And so.
Got it. You can't
That's-
get a cumulative one.
But we could, but this is the way that the managers have submitted them. So
Okay, that
what,
makes sense.
the way that they're doing it is that after or right before each program, they send her the check.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's just kind of an internal
Sure.
way that they handle it.
I-
We
I-
could do
I
it.
think in months past, I think it's just been like Cher Walter,
It
Freedom
could have
House
been,
or
yeah.
something like that, you know,
Okay.
so I think that's why it looks so different, so.
Yeah.
Got it.
This is also the way, we spoke with Sickage, and they advised that this was the best way for us to do it, to pay the program people as we.
What are the, I'm sorry, 5604 BOS?
It's furniture, one of the furniture vendors for John.
Gotcha.
Sounds good. I don't know which piece of furniture, but. one of them.
Right, yeah. All right.
Vote on the financial report.
Who's up?
Yes.
Jost?
Yes.
Gonzalez?
Ister?
Yes. Pelletier, yes. All right, next facilities. I feel lately our facility checking has been what's going on around here, but I'm thinking maybe we'll see, once we appoint like our two people, maybe we could look at, I don't know, maybe January, February, we could do like a walk or something like that.
With two new trustees, you may want to look at the makeup of the committees as well, just in general.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah, we'll do that too, but you know,
Oh,
just,
yes, do one.
but just a walk, since they are, you know, aren't familiar with all the ins and outs and that kind of thing. So, and we can chat about that later too, but, policy, you guys,
So we had a meeting that was postponed.
Okay.
Scheduled for October 1st, it got canceled, it's moving towards the end of October.
That's the plan.
So we will have updated policies to report on in November.
sounds good.
Did we set a date? I didn't see
We
that.
did not set a date yet.
Okay, good. I was like,
I will-
my email was
yeah,
working, and I was like, oh my gosh. maybe
I have to
we
make sure,
can-
I mean, between getting the budget stuff
Yeah.
finalized and some of the.
Once at the interviews.
I can't imagine, you got a lot on your plate.
There was a lot.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I had not sent out any dates yet, I will do that either tomorrow or Monday, or over the weekend.
All right, staff reports. Pam, do you have anything to add or highlight, or?
We're done-ish, mostly with the renovation. You know, we're kind of in a new normal. I don't think there's really anything I want to highlight particularly. We did maybe our staff appreciation barbecue, which turned out really lovely, and it was really fun to be able to do. And we had originally scheduled on a day that was going to be like 95, and so we rescheduled it. But a lot of the people that retired during the pandemic, and we, honored people with significant anniversaries. And it was just really nice to be able to see each other in person and not on Zoom and we was outside. So it was really fun. So yeah, lots of help from everyone. Suzanne was a great help, as Jeff and Helga. Jeff did all the cooking, and then we have a staff appreciation committee now who's been trying to do all those little staff morale things that I'm admittedly not very good at. So I'm not very warm and fuzzy, so it's always good to have staff that are. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
And I noticed you're planning on a ribbon cutting ceremony?
Yeah, so, we had talked about doing a grand reopening of the department, but with the delay and all the furniture and stuff, it didn't make sense to have like a big party. And I also didn't necessarily want people coming in and eating cake in my brand new space and, taking their masks off to eat cake in my brand new space. But I did want to do some kind of ribbon cutting ceremony and pictures and that kind of thing. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now.
Any timeline?
Probably within the next month, so I haven't set a date yet. I'm thinking it may be like a Sunday afternoon, something like that.
I just want to make sure we're available.
Okay, yeah, I will try that. So that's my.
I asked about this, we chatted about it, just really, really quickly too. And there's a reason why I'm asking too, but are you thinking of some sort of plaque with trustee names?
Yes.
Yeah, and I know I said this to Pam, and I'll say this to all you too, but I do think that Eric's name should be in here as well, so. Yeah, that was the thing I mentioned to Pam, so.
Yeah, I haven't, we've been doing some research on where to get plaques and what style we want, because I don't really want one that's like the upstairs one. I want something a little bit more modern looking, I think, that might go with this a little bit better. Because my thought is to put it on the wall that's, like as you come off the elevator, where you've got that, so it's really visible, because most people come down on the elevator, the kids and stuff. So I've been doing some research into that, but yeah, I plan on including here.
Yeah, okay. I do just want to say that we'll miss Brittany. I wish her very well. Whatever she's doing next. but-
Yeah, she's not leaving to take another position. As with so many people, she's very fortunate and she doesn't necessarily need to be working. But, you know, she said that pandemic really made her kind of consider what was really important to her. And so she's going to be doing some other things personally and then professionally as well. So, yeah, so.
I mean, good for her, and I wish her all the best, but, yeah, she was a great addition, so.
Yeah, so she has agreed to stay on until the new person starts. We did hire someone who has accepted the position. So I think I can say her name. Her name is Jessie Bond. So we have two Jesses, but we have the Jessie and
She's got lots to live up to.
But so she's actually coming to us from the Glencoe Public Library, and she actually there worked for Ann Finstamp, who used to be the WISE manager here, and was now the WISE manager at Glencoe, and had nothing but very positive things to say for her, so we're really excited to have her start. And so I think her first day is November 15th. So, yes.
Small world in the library community.
It is. It is a small world in the Northern Illinois library world. So it'll be, it was good to get someone in that position and someone that, you know, spoke highly, that we know other people that she's worked for and stuff, and that she's supposed to really highly of her, so.
Well, please give Brittany our best.
I will. So she said she's gonna come back and visit us as a patron, and so, yeah, so she was very gracious when she left as well. So she actually worked, not directly for me, but she was at St. Charles when I was also there. And then she had also worked for Courtney at a different library as well. And so a lot of the reason that she wanted to come here was because Courtney was here, and then also because I was the director now. So she has always spoken, again, very highly of the library and the work that she does here and stuff. So it was a tough decision for her, as she said. So, but she's excited for the next chapter.
Yeah.
But I would definitely pass on your best wishes to her.
Yeah. Great. Any other questions or comments? Unfinished business, 2022 budget, second and final reading.
You skipped over.
Did I? Oh, so sorry, Director of
So I
Evaluation.
put at each of your,
Okay.
at each of your spots, the timeline for the Director of Evaluation as well as the spreadsheet. I did not get my write-up done for you guys, so I plan to finish that this weekend. So I will email that to you. My progress towards my goals, and then the kind of quarterly progress, and then just, you know, things that have happened the last year. So I don't know if you guys want to follow the timeline as it's outlined there on the first page. So
You're not going to have very many evaluations.
Pardon?
You're not going to have very many this time.
Well, 5.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fine, I mean, you know, even though we're appointing 2 new people, I mean, we could wait and push it back a month, but they're not gonna have much to say, they're gonna be like, well, I like Pam, Pam seems nice, you know, it's gonna be, you know, so,
I remember having to do it, I was just like, I have no idea. Like,
Yeah.
It was very hard
Yeah.
to do.
it was hard to gauge, it was hard to,
Yeah.
anything,
Just
yeah.
from my,
Right.
it was very hard to start.
So that would mean, so, okay, so if we stuck with this timeline, just if we're, that would mean that everybody would need to do this evaluation, return it back to the library
28.
by the 20, so you have 2 weeks. Does that work for everyone?
Yep.
And then.
October 28th, you're saying?
Yeah, so you have until the 28th to turn in your completed director evaluation. Then I would pick them up, then somewhere between, so then we have, okay, then Joanne and Carlotta and I would have another 2 weeks to hold a closed meeting where we would compile everything. And then we would review, we go into executive session, we review kind of the evaluations together at the November board meeting. So, yeah, I think we can make that work.
Is everyone comfortable with the paper copies? I'm happy to send them to you. This is, it's an Excel spreadsheet, the rubric is. Does anyone want it as an Excel, as a digital copy? Or are you okay with that? Because I can send that to you guys.
I have a Mac, I can't do it.
Well, as long as you have Excel, you should be able to, but whatever, I mean, I can send it to you if that's easier for you to fill out. And then when you return them, you can just return them to Suzanne, because I obviously don't see them. So, by the 28th. And then, I don't know if at that point, Emily, you want to have me schedule time for you guys to have an executive, or for the executive committee, which is the officers, or if you want to try to set that date now. Because it does have to be posted.
So that has to be in November prior to second Thursday.
Prior to the second, third, so somewhere between October 28th and November 11th. The 3 of us have to meet.
Right. It doesn't matter to me.
I'm flexible on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Say it again.
Flexible Mondays and Wednesdays.
If we're looking, oh, during the day or evening?
Or evening, those days are generally easier.
Evening's good with me because I'm starting to.
Well, why don't, I have both your numbers. Why don't we,
So the 8th or the 10th, was that what we're talking, or the first?
First or the third, or the 8th or the 10th?
if we,
That doesn't give you much, doesn't give, doing the first or the third, we're not gonna get them back till the 28th.
well, I mean, and see, in years past, I think I compiled them and then just brought them to the meeting, and I think we're supposed to do it together. So,
Okay.
so it's actually fine, so, you know, so we could do you want to do, how about the 3rd?
November 3rd?
Does that work? Here? Is that what, was over room?
Yes, because it is a committee meeting, it has to be, you have to start as an open meeting and then go into executive session. So, because that's the law.
And evening works better for you, Carla?
It will, I mean, I could do like early, it doesn't matter, anytime like after, like, 4. I won't know definitely until,
Would like,
I'm watching my 2 grandkids, and
Okay.
I don't know what time she gets off school, that's the problem.
do you want to say like 5:30, 6 or something?
Whatever it is for you guys work, I
I'm
know.
flexible, I'm off on Wednesday. I said I'm flexible, I'm off on
Well,
Wednesday.
I'll be done with work at that time, and, you know. do, I don't think there's practice. Why don't we, let's do 5:30.
And we're just gonna meet in one of those little rooms.
Well,
You'll tell us where, right?
Yeah, yeah, whatever's available.
Okay.
So that everyone can stay healthy and. So I don't have to post this until 48 hours ahead of time, so if the time or date changes, you guys have time to let me know.
Okay.
Okay, so I will send my portion of stuff to you guys by this weekend.
Okay, thank you. All right. Thank you for having me back up. Schedule that, didn't realize I did. All right. Okay, now unfinished business, 2022 budget. Second and final reading. So you took us through very nicely, line by line, last time. Do you want to?
You said you made,
I did make a couple of changes.
Yeah.
So there are no changes to the anticipated revenues, there are no changes to the expected levy, there's no changes to our overall budget line. I did make changes to the salary budget line. Increased things a little bit more than I had based on the CPI and, anticipated increase in cost, and it has become, we are not immune to the difficulty in finding and hiring good people, and so we want to make sure that we stay competitive. So I tweaked those salaries a little bit for next year. I also, the other place that I made a change was in my first draft of the budget to you. I had forgotten that I was thinking that we had, when we converted the loan, we were paying it off in 5 years, but it's really 7 years, so I adjusted that as well. So those are the only two places that I can make changes. But like I said, everything else is pretty much the same as it was for the first reading. But I did want to point out those two areas that I made those changes. I did hear from Hannah at the village. They were having the village budget meetings this week, and so I did indicate to her that I would get her the documents as soon as the board approved them, but for the village's information, we were keeping the request flat, the levy request flat, so.
Okay. Any questions for Pam? I mean, there was just a couple tweaks, and I think we were all feeling pretty good about it in the last meeting, so. We can, this is also talking about it too, I should make a motion. But we can definitely.
Yeah, so the other thing too, just real quick, I also put at your places the, I don't have it.
Yeah.
That is actually what gets attached to the letter that we sent the village, so I did want to include that with the text. That is straight from, that's the numbers that come from your big budget spreadsheet, so it's not anything different, but
the village will be.
the village, yeah, I send that to the village along with the official letter that's signed by the board without here.
Is this the actual letter you sent?
Yes, but on letterhead.
What's the stuff on the bottom?
It's, at this, I have changed that, so
Oh,
it's just,
okay.
it's just an indication of what this is. So I did change that as well in the current letter that Emily has to sign, and if you want,
Yes.
I've got it here.
Okay, I just want to make sure. for the
And it says,
2019.
in this one, it says for 2022. So if someone is gonna make
I will make a motion to approve.
I would read I would say to approve the property tax levy, the last sentence basically of the letter,
Okay.
so that you've got the levy and the total budget amount.
Okay, gotcha. I'll make a motion to approve the 2022 budget that results in a property tax levy of $3,438,617 and expenditures totaling $3,528,892.
I'll second.
Jost?
Yes.
Gonzalez?
Yes.
Ister?
Yes.
Pelletier, yes. Puzo?
Yes.
Thank you, Pam.
Yeah, thank you for your work.
I know that's a lot of work. Trustee interviews and appointment, we did it successfully. Thank you again to everyone who came and came to meet with us. And we did our voting for executive session. Communications, just, I'm not even sure if this could have been Mohammed's comment, I don't even know.
I think it was.
It may have, but it's a very nice comment. And as usual, Marina rocks this, we love it,
Yes,
so.
I love that.
I love it. Okay, public comments, non-agenda items, we still have the public. So, got a lot done, friends, 9:23, the meeting is adjourned.